The process of assessing future information needs. Whether in the workplace or in our daily lives, we are constantly required to think through what is needed and when it is needed, as well as how informational decisions should be prioritized. Method. This presentation will determine information needs guided by a 5-step methodology throughout the presentation. The first step is to identify future issues. In this case, we are looking at decisions to be made 6 months into the future. The second step is to list information needs for the selected issues. The most likely and most relevant information will be considered. In the third step, we are to create a taxonomy. In other words, to classify the decisions in an ordered system. The fourth step is to prioritize information items by rating the importance of the different issues. We will use a 1 to 7 scale, with 7 being the most important. And finally, the fifth step is to allocate the resources to devise a plan for data collection and analysis. This determines whether information is to be collected routinely, occasionally, or collected when the need arises. Decision maker. Our decision maker is Noah, a 20-year-old undergraduate who is pre-medicine with special attention on health systems administration, biochemistry, and molecular biology. He is an upcoming senior who aspires to be a lawyer. He also loves traveling in his spare time. List of decisions. Noah has provided 4 decisions in descending order of importance that he must face in 6 months. He must decide whether to take the MCATs in 6 months or wait an additional 6 months to a year, whether to enroll in a chemistry or finance course for his fall semester of college, whether to rent housing on or off campus, and whether to work a summer job or use that time to travel. Sources of data. For each decision, Noah has provided 4 criteria that will influence and affect his decision making. In the first situation, in choosing whether to take the MCAT sooner rather than later, Noah must consider whether or not he will be prepared. Whether he goes to med school directly after graduation or wants to take a year off will also affect his decision. If he will be able to afford the test and save in 6 months, as well as the location of the test, will all play a role in his decision making. For the second scenario, deciding between taking a chemistry or financing class, Noah looks to which course will better his grade point average, which may be more interesting and enjoyable, who the professor is, and which class fits into his schedule better. In the third decision, Noah must decide between living on or off campus. This will depend on the monthly rent, the location of the house in relation to campus, the amenities included, and the roommates that he may live with. Lastly, when choosing between a summer job or recreational travel, Noah considers the salary of the job, the cost of the airfare, the location of both the job and the travel location, as well as which experience will be more enjoyable. Rated categories. After listing the factors to consider for each decision, general categories must then be formed. We came up with 7. Location, cost, pay, timing, enjoyment, people involved, and career consideration. The following chart displays each of the 7 categories in relation to the 4 decisions to be made. The decision maker and an external expert then rated the relative importance for each category on a 1 to 7 scale. The blue figures represent the decision maker, and the red numbers are the experts. A 0 simply implies the category did not apply to that decision. Results. With the data from the previous slide, a second table has been made showing the results. The average rating of each category is shown in the first column, followed by the range, which is the difference between the lowest and highest ratings. It is important to keep in mind that the zeros were accounted for and significantly brought down the average. Therefore, a high average is considered to be 3 or more. Depending on the average and range, the information is classified as essential information, rapid collection, periodic collection, or low priority items, as shown in the 4 remaining columns. Essential information includes items important on all issues and collecting efforts should be done now. Rapid collection information are items important on most of the issues and must be collected soon. Periodic collection items are important on some issues and should be collected when needed, and low priority items are irrelevant and to be ignored. We'll notice that essential data has a high average and a small range, as seen in the enjoyment, timing, and people involved categories. The rapid data have a high average and a wide range, such as location, cost, and career consideration. The periodic items have a low average and a wide range, and the low priority data has a low average as well as a small range of ratings. Discussion and introspection. The benefits of this process are that core information items can be analyzed over a broad set of issues. Information data can also be prioritized, determining which items are necessary to collect and analyze and at what time. Also, the process compares data's relative importance to each item, which helps distinguish between needs and wants. However, a disadvantage may be that the results lie heavily upon the experts involved. If the expert has differing views than the decision maker, the priorities can be biased or partial. Also, categories that did not apply to certain decisions received a 0, which considerably brought down that category's average, and therefore may have affected the results. Ultimately, the process is still a flexible, rapid, and organized assessment of needs in advance.